The annual Catholic Appeal, One Family, Many Gifts.
I'm Catherine Buckley-Bronner of Catholic Charities Agency. Every day, we help the most needy to overcome barriers of poverty, restoring the dignity of the person. Your generosity can bring help and hope to those most in need.
The annual Catholic Appeal, One Family, Many Gifts. Please give generously in your parish or visit diospringfield.org. Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel, the passing of the torch. A new leadership team for the Sisters of St. Joseph takes office. We'll preview some summer youth and family events. And a local parish honors a longtime pastoral minister for her dedicated service. These stories and more are just ahead on this edition of Reel to Reel. Hello and welcome to Reel on this first weekend of July. And while many of us are thinking about vacations and quiet time, that wasn't the case for some Sisters of St. Joseph. Last weekend marked the passing on of the torch as the new leadership team of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Springfield was officially installed. Members of the new leadership team gathered at Mount Marie in St. Joseph Chapel for the special ceremony called Transfer of Leadership. This formal passing of the torch, so to speak, comes following the April chapter of election meeting, during which the community elected a new team to lead the congregation for the next 6 years. Sister Joan Reisowitz will now serve as the community's president, along with Sister Angela Deedy, vice president, and team members Sister Shirley Ann Campbell and Sister Patricia Smith. Sister Maxine Schneider served as president since 2011, along with Sister Elizabeth Sullivan as vice president and Sisters Carol Hebert, Lillian Riley, and Virginia Maitland. She says the community is excited for the future.
I feel absolutely delighted with the new team. And I'm sure you can tell there's electricity in the air at the time of transition of leadership. And there's the promise of what is new. There's the enthusiasm for the people we've called forth from among us.
And going forward, the emphasis is on teamwork, says the past president.
It's not the work of one person. And it's not even the work of the official leadership team entirely. It's the goals of the entire congregation. And so we've chosen these 4 women to lead us in carrying them out.
Last month, the outgoing and incoming teams met at Genesis Spiritual Life Center in Westfield. I sat down with Sister Joan Reisowitz to talk about the rich legacy of the Sisters of St. Joseph and their vision for the future. The last 6 years have been very challenging ones for the women religious. They made the difficult financial decision to sell their mother house, institute a capital campaign to raise funds for their elderly members, as well as move several retired sisters to the eastern part of the state.
I'd like to publicly tell our listeners the gratitude that our community has, particularly for Sister Maxine and Betsy and Lillian, Carol, and Ginny, who have worked tirelessly to get us to the point that we were at. When they were elected, they really probably didn't know the days that they would be facing. But they led us through these past 6 years with such courage and grace and calm. They led us to the point with their vision and understanding of where we were financially to sell our mother house. It was very, very difficult for us to do that.
Sister Joan, who grew up in Springfield and celebrated her 25th anniversary as a Sister of St. Joseph last October, says that although her community of 200 is smaller in numbers since she entered, there is a bond with other religious orders that is helping to strengthen their common goals.
There's a sense of sisterhood, whether it be with the Sisters of Providence or many of our sisters who work with other communities. So I think there's a real richness in religious communities of women coming together.
The new president says the mission of the Sisters of St. Joseph, all may be one, uniting neighbor with neighbor, will remain at the forefront over the next 6 years as the new team works with the entire congregation on 3 major goals: nurturing the evolution of the community, working to act against racism, and reverencing and caring for the earth. As Sister Joan thinks back to the 8 recent presidents that have served her community since she has been a member, she is grateful for their leadership while keeping in mind recent words of Pope Francis.
Pope Francis in May spoke to a group of religious women, and he said to them, "Please, if anything, be prophets of hope and joy in our world. And if there is anything that I really hope we can move forward with, even though the days are challenging, even though we may be diminishing in number or in ministry, that we have joy, that we bring joy to the life that we still have, that we bring joy to the people who we meet on the street." I believe Sisters of St. Joseph were noted for that, and I hope that's the mission that we continue, to serve other people, to serve this world, but to do it with joy.
And this new leadership team will serve the congregation until June of 2022.
I'm Dan Dumas with your Reel-to-Reel News Briefs. Late spring was a busy time in the Diocese of Springfield with so many events and celebrations. And for the Sisters of Providence, it was time to celebrate some of their sisters marking special milestones. At the Mother of Sorrows Chapel in Providence Place in Holyoke, friends and family gathered to celebrate the service of 5 Sisters of Providence. Their ministry, taken together, totals 330 years of service.
A little excited, but very grateful, and certainly it's a special time, but you know, the 70 years have gone quickly, so it's just another day.
Sister Mary Caritas Geary, the Vice President of Sisters of Providence, hasn't slowed down since beginning her journey, serving God and His people. Among her ministries, she served 2 consecutive terms as President of the Congregation and as President of Mercy Medical Center for 17 years.
Well, I studied nursing at the Mercy Hospital, and I saw the sisters, I saw the work that they were doing, and it was just an attraction. At the time, I was dating somebody, quite seriously, and then on Thanksgiving, over Thanksgiving, I just realized that it was another course for me to follow, and so I changed all that, and by January 15th, 1947, I was starting my journey as a Sister of Providence.
2 other sisters were able to join for the celebration. Sister Mary Cecilia Valley is also celebrating her 70th anniversary of religious life. Sister Valley was the founder and longtime coordinator of the Western Massachusetts branch of Consolers of the United Hearts of Jesus and Mary, a lay apostolate. She also developed PFCK, Prayer Followers of Christ the King, now a prayer family with more than 100 members. Sister Priscilla St. Pierre is celebrating her Diamond Jubilee, or 60 years of religious life. She worked as a technician aide in radiology at Berkshire Medical Center for 13 years, and for 5 of those years, she was a hospice volunteer. Returning to Holyoke, Sister St. Pierre served as a teacher's aide at People's Institute Childcare, Northampton, for a year before beginning a new ministry as activities assistant in the Adult Day Health Program at Mercy Medical Center. Sister Mary Peter Meckel and Sister Margaret McCleary were unable to attend the special Mass. Sister Meckel is celebrating her 70th anniversary of religious life. During that time, she founded Open Pantry's Loaves and Fishes Soup Kitchen, the Jefferson Street Shelter for Women, and the Calhoun Street Shelter for Women and Children. Sister McCleary is celebrating her 60th anniversary. For the last 6 decades, she has ministered in a broad range of ministries, including at Mercy Hospital, Springfield, in the admitting office and as registrar of the School of Nursing, in the Department of Social Services at Our Lady of Providence Children's Center, West Springfield, and as Director of Resident Programs, Providence Place, Holyoke. Sister Kathleen Popko, the president of the congregation, said the anniversaries are special milestones for all of the sisters.
Today's an extraordinary day, not only because it's Pentecost Sunday, but it's also, I think, a chance for us to see how the Spirit has been alive and active in inspiring the lives of these women. They certainly have been blessed with longevity, but I think you see in them the creative passion to reach out to serve those most in need. Some of them are leading in hospital ministry, others started programs for the poor, others worked one-on-one with people sharing their compassion and care, others just worked in parish ministry. So you could see the Spirit moving among them.
That I've done, anybody can do, but you do it with a different motivation, and that's where the joy comes from.
Congratulations, one and all. Montague Catholic Social Ministries held its second annual Heart-to-Heart reverse raffle this spring to honor those who volunteer their time and/or services to the ministry throughout the year. Reporter Julie Bollier updates us on some of the great things they do up in Franklin County.
Montague Catholic Social Ministries provides free services for emergency basic needs, family and parenting programs, family support home visiting programs, and the Women's Center, all of which are funded in part by the annual Catholic Appeal. This fundraiser involves local artists, business owners, and volunteers.
It's just a way for folks who maybe don't have time or actual capital to invest in Montague Catholic Social Ministries. They help us by donating their crafts, their time, and enable us to build our community that way.
The Heart to Heart fundraiser also provides aid to the Children's Advocacy Center of Franklin County and North Quabbin, a group that helps minors report suspected child abuse.
We have a forensic interviewer at the Children's Advocacy Center who does the primary interview with the child. To do a joint interview with the police and the prosecutors and child protective workers, they are all present, but they're in another section of the house and they watch the whole interview on a videotape. This year we have 35 cases that are going to be prosecuted, so that's really, to me, that's very significant.
More than $7,000 was raised through this year's raffle. For more information on Montague Catholic Social Ministries, go to a link on our website, iobserve.org. I'm Julie Bollier reporting.
In other news, area youth have been busy keeping the spirit of last summer's World Youth Day alive here in the Diocese of Springfield. Steve Kiltonic reports on one such gathering held back in April in Three Rivers.
On April 21st, youth from Divine Mercy Parish in Three Rivers gathered to pray.
For the sake of the sorrowful passion,
have mercy on us and all the world.
It was Divine Mercy Weekend, and Father Piotr Cialik led the group in the Divine Mercy Chaplet, marking the revelations of St. Faustina and her message of mercy, trust, and forgiveness. In addition, several members of the parish who attended last summer's World Youth Day in Poland talked about their experience. This was the third such event planned in the diocese.
It's really to allow them to share their experience, but also to gather support for this summer's World Youth Day experience in the diocese on July 8th at Our Lady of Fatima in Ludlow, and then also to kind of promote the World Youth Day 2019 trip to Panama.
The World Youth Day group also showed a video of their trip. Joseph Roberts and Julia Kozlik, who were sponsored by the parish, said it was important to keep the momentum going from last year.
It's important to come back and touch back with what you gained and remember what bolstered your faith in July. So I think that meetings like this are important to do just that, to again draw close to Christ and remember what He gave us and the gifts He gave us by our trip to Poland.
We're trying to really grow our youth programs and share these kinds of experiences with the youth in our parish and surrounding parishes. When we were growing up, we didn't really have anybody that had gone before us, so hopefully passing that along and encouraging them and being enthusiastic about it, they'll want to go too.
Both agreed the huge crowds really stood out.
To see how many people share our faith, that it pulls us out of our little corner of the world and gives us a better sense of what it means to be Catholic.
We were able to meet people from so many different countries and have different discussions and make different friendships, and even within the diocese, people that we didn't know from other parishes we were able to connect with.
Cherish expects crowds will be smaller in Panama because of its location and it's being held during winter.
I think the faith in South America should be interesting to experience. Their faith, their culture, their language will be a different experience for us. I think it's going to be very lively from what I hear. There's going to be a lot of the cultural elements brought into the opening ceremonies with the dance.
In Three Rivers, I'm Steve Kiltonic.
And the Vatican recently announced they would be surveying young Catholics ages 16 to 29 on their thoughts on the Catholic Church. We have a link to that survey at iobserve.org, where you can also get information on next week's In Diocese World Youth Day. The Youth Ministry Office is inviting high school and college-age young adults from across the diocese to gather for a very special World Youth Day celebration at Our Lady of Fatima Church in Ludlow on Saturday, July 8th from noon to 5 p.m. And remember, for these and other events, you can always stay informed by logging on to iobserve.org. There you can read articles written by our Catholic Communications staff, as well as view archived episodes of Reel to Reel. That's iobserve.org. I'm Din Dumas, and those were your Reel to Reel news briefs.
Wherever you are, God will find you. Whatever you have done or failed to do, God's grace and forgiveness will heal your heart. And when the time is right for you to serve the Lord in the priesthood, the diaconate, or a religious vocation, you will hear God's voice. In the July-August issue of the Catholic Mirror, we celebrate those in our diocese who have recently entered religious ministry. Our newest diocesan priest, Father Barrent Pease, who was ordained on June 10th at St. Michael's Cathedral. Father Luke DeMasi, a former Turner's Falls parishioner who was ordained for a missionary order of priests in Spain, and the 9 men ordained as permanent deacons. Not to be missed is the interview with the Springfield Diocese's longest-serving priest, Father Vincent O'Connor, and a focus on life in the seminary with stories on newly ordained transitional deacon Michael Kokoschka and the Belchertown woman who founded the Diocesan Seminarian Gift Card Program. And with a special insight into the topic of priesthood vocations, our guest columnist is Linda Reardon, the mother of Father Jonathan Reardon. Also in this issue, 552 students received degrees at Our Lady of the Elms College, and the local Catholic high school graduations include the first graduates of Pope Francis High School, the final graduates of St. Joseph Central High School, and the 114th graduating class at St. Mary High School. Other local highlights include our parish angel, Anne Lynch of St. Michael's Cathedral Parish, and the 125th anniversary of St. Stanislaw Bishop and Martyr Basilica Parish in Chicopee. And Bishop Rosansky assures us that God is always in our midst and has a message that reminds us why we are so lucky to have this Baltimore native as our diocesan shepherd. I hope that, along with my prayers for a safe and rejuvenating summer season, you will take the Catholic Mirror on your vacation travels, in print and online, and rejoice in the presence of the one who speaks to us in nature, in worship, and in the faces of those we encounter each day. At the editor's desk, I'm Rebecca Drake.
The Chalice of Salvation, your weekly spiritual connection. I'm Passionist Brother Terrence Gallen, inviting you to take time out of your summer days and join us later this Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Today we welcome Father Henry Dorsch and representatives from Faith on Fire. The Chalice of Salvation, your spiritual connection, later this morning at 10, right here on TV 22 News.
The annual Catholic Appeal, One Family, Many Gifts.
I'm Dave Picard from the Take and Eat program. Thanks to the annual Catholic Appeal, For the past 14 years, we have been able to provide 500,000 weekend meals to the homebound and the elderly across Western Massachusetts.
The annual Catholic Appeal, one family, many gifts. Please give generously in your parish or visit diospringfield.org. As we just learned, it will be a busy summer for Catholic youth as they mark World Youth Day here in the Diocese of Springfield. Joining me now to tell more about the event and another summer youth and family gathering is Gina Serwinski, newly appointed Director of Faith Formation and Youth Ministry for the Diocese. Welcome, Gina.
Thank you, Sharon.
So tell us more about the World Youth Day event in Ludlow that's coming up.
Well, on July 8th, we're going to celebrate the 32nd Diocesan World Youth Day, and it's also in conjunction with the centennial of Our Lady of Fatima, so we thought it fitting to hold it at Our Lady of Fatima Parish. It's going to be an afternoon of activities from noon to 5. Noon is registration, and then we have some different activities going on, a little opening ceremony with some opening prayer, and then we're going to have the music group Revive Ministries from the Diocese of Providence. They're going to come on up and do some music with us and some witnessing about being young adult and living your faith. We're going to have an opportunity for adoration, the sacrament of reconciliation, praying the Divine Mercy Chaplet together, some other different arts and crafts types activities, making some bracelets or chaplets, and then there's going to be a closing mass with Bishop Rosansky at 4 o'clock. And Soul Motive from Westfield is joining us for the music for that mass.
Is this just limited to young people who participated in the lead-up events held in the last year?
Well, this World Youth Day is open to all young people who are in high school and or college age and beyond. So we're going basically to those who are 14 to ages like 35 for this event. And anyone is welcome from any part of the diocese.
So I understand that you have more planned. You will be hosting your second annual Six Flags Family Day again, right?
Absolutely. It's going to be a great summer day out at Six Flags. We're hoping for absolute beautiful weather. Last year we had over 450 people join us from 3 different dioceses. It's open to anyone who wants to come from across New England. So we're doing that again. It's $43.24 for a great day, all day in the park and the water park with free parking and an all-you-can-eat buffet lunch. So it's a great price. And we kick off the day with a 9:30 Mass in the Picnic Grove with a Mass with Bishop Rosansky. And again, Soul Motive will be joining us for the music at Mass. And Revive Ministries is coming back at lunchtime to entertain us while we eat. It's going to be a great day.
And how can people get more information about that day?
They can go to iobserve.org and get all the registration materials and flyers there. And to purchase tickets for the Six Flags event, they can go directly to Six Flags. They can purchase tickets on the ticket section and put in the code Catholic Day 17 for the special ticket price.
Well, thanks, Gina, for joining us today, and congratulations on your new duties, and have a great summer.
All right, thank you.
And we have more on these events on iobserve.org. And finally, as she prepared to celebrate a milestone birthday in May, Sister Mary McHugh was not planning to make a big fuss about it. But when some parishioners at St. Cecilia Parish in Wilbraham came up with a unique fundraising idea, the longtime pastoral minister received a surprise gift that she will cherish forever. Rebecca Drake returns now with the story.
How do you raise $4,000 to build a house for a needy family in Haiti? Well, if you are Sister Mary McHugh, you have a birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Mary. Happy birthday to you.
As she prepared to celebrate a significant birthday milestone in May, the pastoral minister at St. Cecilia Parish in Wilbraham was given a very special gift. A house built in Haiti for a widowed mother of 8 young children, with funds raised by the Women's Spiritual Growth Group.
As we started to collect the money, we realized we were way past the $4,000 mark. It's $6,000 for a 4-room house. We passed the $6,000 mark, and then we passed the $7,000 mark.
The 80 active members of the Women's Spiritual Growth Group collected a total of $10,000, an achievement that is a testament to Sister Mary's ministry of giving to others, says St. Cecilia's pastor, Father Daniel Boyle.
She is just one amazing person. She knows everyone in this parish in Wilbraham, and she knows what people have problems, what people need a little bit of extra care.
Sister Mary, a sister of Notre Dame de Namur, says the house built in her honor reflects her love for the people of Haiti.
This will probably go down as one of the greatest gifts of love that I have received in life, primarily because I have gone to Haiti, I have seen Haiti, and I have come back to St. Cecilia's with a love for Haiti that will live on in me forever. So to think that our spiritual growth group already knew that and wanted to do something special for this year of my life will be something I'll treasure forever.
For the women of the Spiritual Growth Group, the source of Sister Mary's commitment to helping those in need is no mystery.
Mary is such a loving person. She really embodies what Christ is. She loves everyone. She wants everyone to feel the love of God. And when we come to that group, we feel not only her love, but we feel Christ's love.
And along with her ministry of love, Father Boyle says Sister Mary also brings a spirit of fun.
She just enjoys a good time. She loves to laugh, and she just enjoys people. And that's the real spirit of who she is. And very, very faith-filled. She realizes that she has a mission and a ministry that's given to her by the Lord, and she is taking it to its full advantage by sharing that ministry with other people.
While Sister Mary is celebrating a special birthday and a special gift this year, she is looking forward to many more years of ministry ahead.
I meet people when we're celebrating life, and I'm meeting people when we're grieving with life. And I feel like all I've asked to be as a pastoral minister is to be kind and compassionate. And if I continue to be kind and compassionate, then I feel my life is being used the way God wants me to use it.
And with a wish for continued health and happiness, happy birthday, Sister Mary.
Happy birthday, dear Mary.
For Real to Real, I'm Rebecca Drake.
And we applaud Sister Mary's energy and dedication as she continues her ministry at St. Cecilia's. Ad multos annos. And for this week, that's Real to Real. For updates anytime, you can find information and news on the Catholic Church both here in the Diocese of Springfield and around the world on our news and information site, iobserve.org. Also, be sure to friend us on Facebook, where you will be able to travel with our reporters as they work on stories for Real to Real and get the latest on the Catholic Church. Like us on Catholic Communications. Also, if you have not done so already, please consider making your donation to the annual Catholic Appeal. This one fund drive helps to support more than 40 ministries and agencies right here in Western Massachusetts. So please consider making your gift today. I will be back at this same time next week as we begin our summer-long series of encore stories from the last year. We will introduce you once again to some special people and places from this season on Real to Real, your window on the world around you. Until then, have a happy 4th of July.
Real to Real is a production of the Catholic Communications Corporation, funded in part by the annual Catholic Appeal, and the support of you, our faithful viewers.
The annual Catholic Appeal, one family, many gifts.
I'm Will Lucardi. My Catholic education has given me more than just the basics. It's about high academic standards while developing a deeper faith and a stronger character. My future is brighter thanks to my Catholic education.
The annual Catholic Appeal, one family, many gifts. Please give generously in your parish or visit diospringfield.org.